Sure, buddy. Yeah. Listen, everybody get ready. Do you know what this month is? Does anybody guess what this month is? EJ, take a guess. What is this month? Not Mother's Day. That's true. Say hello to your mother. Kiss your mother in a few days. But it's not that. It's something even bigger than that. Do you have a guess?
It's May, right?
It's May. What does that mean? What does that mean for Gritty Knows Best? Anybody know? Anybody know? Well, let me tell you.
6 hours, bitch.
The 6 Hour Spectacular this month, baby! That's right. And let me tell you what day it's going to be. All right, everybody mark your calendars and get your asses together. Okay, get your snacks, get whatever you got to do. Because on May 28th, the 6 Hour Spectacular is coming right to you. And you know what the 6 Hour Spectacular also means? That also means it is the anniversary of Gritty Knows Best, baby! I don't even know how many years we've been doing this. 4? Yeah, 4 years. Yeah. We've been doing this for 4 years. The 4-year anniversary is coming up. So if you want to send us a gift, we'll give you EJ's address and his email and his phone number and everything. You can send it right to him, send it right to his house, and he'll give it to us. It's literally going to be amazing.
It to us in 2 years.
It's going to be spectacular. Let me say this. I got to shout out some people real quick. We got to do a little shout out.
Shout out to Justin, first of all.
Shout out to Justin for giving us our mugs. Mo, I don't know where Mo is.
At the post.
Mo missed the mail, apparently.
That's right. I had been had my Gritty Knows Best mug, but EJ just got his. But that's not the exact shout out I wanted to give. I was looking at the statistics of the show, and I saw one country stand out. We are growing in this country. We have fans. We have listeners rapidly growing in this country, and I would like to shout out France right now. France is coming through, and they are listening to the show. I keep seeing the audience grow there, and I am so happy. I am so proud. You know, oui, c'est la vie, France, whatever y'all be saying over there. La Chouvant. Love you guys. It's amazing.
We appreciate it.
We're so happy to have you Frenchmen and Frenchwomen and French theys listening to the show. The WWE just went to France the other day, and let me tell you, it was an amazing show. The French people were out of control. They were getting warnings from the government, like, yo, y'all literally too loud. Like, y'all, the decimal level is crazy over there. And the French people like, how about you go fuck yourselves?
Damn, other countries are like, yo, turn it down.
Nah, dead ass, bro. They were it was one of the best WWE shows I've seen in a while, just due to the crowd. They were amazing. So I don't know if any of you French people are wrestling fans out there and you saw that show. You can hit us up in the comments. But regardless of that, thank you very much for listening to this show. We also have people in Hong Kong. We got people in Africa. We got people in Ireland. We got people everywhere listening to the show. And let me just sincerely say from the bottom of my heart, I am extremely grateful for each and every one of you, because I did not know that this show would make it outside of the U.S., okay? So the fact that we have people listening in other countries and the fact that you guys are growing, absolutely insane. So thank you, and we love you, and we hope you continue.
We need you to come to YouTube, type in that Gritty Knows Best, all right? You're going to subscribe, like, comment,
right,
show some love.
They're doing enough. They're literally already here. They're literally already here.
Over here. They'll love it.
They're already here. We love you. Thank you so much.
We don't know what we do that exactly appeals to you, but we'll keep trying to do it.
That's right. Let's start this off with something crazy. We were talking about this before we got on the air. All right, listen. Priests have been caught doing many things, many horrendous things, many egregious things. This one isn't so egregious, but it is still pretty freaking out of control. There is a priest who got caught using $40,000 worth of church funds for mobile games, Pokemon Go and Candy Crush. And like I said, listen. Like I said, there have been priests out there who have done many horrendous things. So on the list of things priests have done, this is low on the list. But if my priest was caught, I don't even have a priest, but if I did have a priest, and my priest was caught using the church funds for mobile games, I would be extremely embarrassed, okay? I would rather my
And
priest
Dad,
get
right,
caught.
Pokemon Go? Come on, bro.
I would rather my priest get caught in a motel smoking crack with a twink of age twink than and use my funds for that than get caught using my funds for freaking Candy Crush. And my man was like, oh, well, the thing about it is I got my credit card and the church credit card on my phone, so things got swapped up, and I'm not a details guy. Well, let me tell you what. You messed up $40,000 worth of details, buddy. What the hell are you doing, Mo? Doing your own sound effects? Turn your phone off. We're on the show, damn it. Listen,
I
this
was trying
guy...
to look up something for you.
Don't even look up nothing, bro.
This guy... So now he's in big trouble. I think he's gonna go to prison. At least he's gonna, they're gonna throw the book at his ass probably. And he gave the church back $8,000. He was like, "Listen, my bad. Hopefully this will smooth it over. Here's 8 G's." And they're probably like, "Bruh, you got about 32 more to go, play. This ain't nothing, bruh. What do you guys think of this cloin?"
Wow,
You just said
Candy
it.
Crush should not ever be played anymore. It's dead. How this man must have been so old. You know what, Pokemon Go? I can see why. Great game. Great game. You know, he was exercising. He was trying to get that priest outfit on his avatar, you know. He was trying to get those Pokeballs, you know. He probably had a hot spot.
What I thought was interesting was they said that this started before the pandemic, like 2019. So you know that this really got popping when we got locked down. My man was like, nah, he was probably on Candy Crush hard.
He was
2020. My man probably spent $20,000 in 2020. Like just
He didn't
that
have any
one
access to anybody. No
No,
bodies.
my man was probably feeling that pandemic freaking cabin fever, and he went crazy on that Candy Crush. Dude is out of control. You got another priest you want to talk about, right, EJ?
I actually have two because I thought I didn't even know about this one. I thought you were because all right, so because there's this other priest that's being investigated right now because he claims that his wife killed herself, unalived herself in Minecraft.
Yes. Oh, that's exactly what I was gonna.
That's the one I thought you were going to talk about. And then apparently there was a rumor going around that there was like the gunshot wound was to the back of her head.
Yep, the old suicide to the back of the head, huh? We've seen that many times.
Everybody was like, well, that doesn't add up. But apparently that was false. That wasn't actually accurate. So
is this the one in Myrtle Beach?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, right in your backyard, dude. That's your priest right there. That's your father. That's your pastor.
I haven't been there, but I might go. Well, I guess he retired, so he quit.
Oh, he bowed out.
So, yeah.
I mean, they were protesting in front of the church.
Wow. So I did see this, but I didn't really read up on the details. So people are suspicious. Are they going to continue to investigate?
People are definitely real sus about him, and they really think he had a role to play.
Yeah, because the last text message they talked about with his
he was
about his wife.
She was depressed.
Yes,
but like a week before that, she was like claiming she was being stalked and stuff.
Yeah, she has reported she's been stalked. Her tires were punctured. She has text messages with a close friend saying that, hey, looking forward to the weekend. I'll see you in church. I'm gonna go get my hair done. Basically, things that doesn't sound like somebody who's in a suicidal mindset would talk, you know what I'm saying?
You never know. People, maybe masking their suicidal tendencies.
It's true. It's true. It can be done.
Maybe she wants to die with a good hairdo.
Typically, when somebody's suicidal, you see multiple signs before the exit day. You know, but
sometimes not. Listen, sometimes it's a complete surprise.
It's not unheard of.
It's right.
For somebody to surprise you with a.
But if you want a happier priest story, there was one that just came on earlier today.
What happened?
And they got, I guess they were live streaming it. So we know that this happened because they got caught on camera. As you know, the guy's doing his sermon, and this guy's sitting in the back, and he just gets up and runs up and points a gun and pulls the trigger, and I guess it jammed.
Oh,
and I guess the priest, main dude, came out of nowhere and yoked him up.
Yeah.
And the priest grabbed the gun, and my man said that was the Lord, bro, because I heard him pull the trigger and nothing happened.
That's our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah.
His skin, man.
Damn, I didn't even see this. He got priest gunpoint. Let me see if I can find this.
Yeah, it's a video, bro.
Oh
it's
yeah,
crazy.
man points gun to pastor during the sermon. I'll insert whatever video I find if I find a video right now.
And God has chose The terrifying incident at Jesus' Dwelling Place Church in North Braddock, Pennsylvania, unfolding on a live stream, showing a gunman identified by police as 26-year-old Bernard Jr. Polite approached Pastor Glenn Germany and attempted to shoot, but the gun didn't go off.
It clicked. You heard him shoot it. It clicked. So God jammed the gun so that the bullet didn't come out.
The deacon, sitting just feet away, leapt into action.
The man had his back turned towards me, and I could see he would never see me coming.
Both men wrestling the weapon from the gunman's hands. In the church at the time, 25 congregation members, including the pastor's daughter.
He stood up and he smiled at me, and it was just a smile.
The pastor actually speaking with the gunman.
He said, look, spirits was in my mind. He said that they got in my mind and they told me come in and shoot the pastor. He actually apologized to me. I told him that I forgive you and I want you to know I love you.
Wow, a lot of priests in the news.
Priests are turning up all over, I guess.
It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Well, what I got to say about the one that where his wife committed suicide, I think the best way to judge is let's see how quickly he moves on. If my man is in like Turks and Caicos with a new broad, with a younger broad, I think we know there needs to be some further digging. I think I saw that her family was saying that they need to start digging into this more.
Yeah,
like,
you know that apparently they were supposed to get divorced a while back.
True.
They came to an agreement that they didn't have to get divorced, but that he will still provide, income, for her and stuff like that.
Wow.
So there's a lot of clues pointing to like suspicion, which is. It makes sense why everybody's suspicious. It is a suspicious story.
It's suspicious.
Like a few, like maybe an hour or two away from her location.
What did you say, EJ?
I was saying if that gunshot wound was to the back of the head, that it would have been case closed already.
Oh yeah. So that was false. That was a false narrative.
Yeah, that was like a rumor going around.
You don't know what to believe these days.
I don't think there's anybody in the world that like, yeah, I'm gonna go out this way.
You put it right
it's
to the back of
usually like
the head.
this,
No, we've heard a lot, but there have been apparent suicides to the back of the head. That has apparently happened. Whether you believe it or not, who knows?
I don't believe it.
There's a lot going on in New York City. There's a lot always going on in New York City, but there's a lot going on with the migrant crisis.
Oh Lord,
there's thousands and thousands of migrants coming in every freaking week, man. I didn't really see it get too crazy when I was down there, but so I saw an article talking about how the police are handing out flyers to deter migrant children from selling candy on the subways and in New York City, because a lot of people they sell you the Welches. If you've been in New York for a day,
M&Ms,
yeah, I was on the ferry. The little Mexican lady comes up, hey, you want a Welches and whatever, you want a candy bar? I don't really buy them. Sometimes I do, but I didn't buy them on this trip. So they're handing out flyers to deter the migrant children from engaging in this activity. And let me tell you right now, I think that's a smart idea, because if you want to talk about how the Civil War is going to start, it's going to start with the gang turf, with the candy gang turf, because we have people in New York that this is their living, bruh. They go to Costco every week. They grab the big thing of M&Ms, the big thing of Gushers, and they go out, and this is their livelihood.
But you also got to think that these kids are probably buying it from them and then just trying to make their money back, maybe a little more.
Let me tell you something right now. My father used to go, right, get the party set, candies and everything else like that, and make me and my brother sit us on a block, right? We'll go with him. He'll drop us at a block, and he said, "Yo, you're gonna sell this much candy by this time, and tell us exactly what we're gonna do, right?" Let me tell you right now, if you walked on my spot in downtown Brooklyn, right? You was to start selling candy, right? I would have got so fucking mad. I would be so mad because now I gotta be here longer. And you trying to take
the backyard,
bro?
You'd have been in the backyard. The crow's back.
We gotta fight. We gotta fight. So
this is what I'm saying. Listen,
9-year-old Mo
there are
would definitely have run over the street over there and punched that little kid in the face, that Mexican in the face.
Damn.
Not because he's Mexican, not because he's Ecuadorian or African. You're on my block.
This is what I'm saying. There are people, listen, there's people that are probably like, yo, the 6 train, that's my line. I do it from this time to this time. And now you got a bunch of people, bunch of little kids coming in and trying to step in there. I'm telling you right now, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get crazy. People are going to get stabbed up over some M&Ms. And we don't need that. And let me tell you right now, the migrants that are coming in, they're getting a lot. They're getting cell phones. They're getting nice beds. They don't need the candy. They don't need the candy route. You can leave that to the New Yorkers.
Leave that to us. Let me have that because I'm not getting no free cell phone and nice beds.
They already got the Times Square mascot shit on point. They already got that locked down. Every time I see, when I was down there last week, Mario's walking without his head. And Minnie's walking without a head, and there's like 2 Ecuadorian people. So they got the mascot. You know, if you go to Times Square and you want to go take a picture with Mickey, it's gonna be an Ecuadorian Mickey. It's gonna be an El Salvadorian Minnie. You already these are not New Yorkers standing around in the mascot costumes, right? So they already got that. Okay, they can. Captain America is from Africa now. It's not an American.
I'm surprised no one tried to harm anybody within a mascot yet.
Oh, they probably they like always harassing people. I mean, I remember I just read the article that Cookie Monster went to break up a fight one time and he got stabbed in the back. So I mean, it'd be going down. It'd be going down out there, bro. And I could have swore, bro. I could have swore I read an article about one of them stabbing the other one because that happens all the time with things like this. Like hot dog vendors will stab each other, like at festivals. If they, you're on my turf right now. There was like a big ice cream war that happened in New York between like Mr. Softy and this other company. So this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna do a
all day.
They're gonna do a documentary.
I know about the pizza wars.
They're gonna do a documentary about the candy wars of 2024, where migrant children were getting stabbed over gushers on the 7 train.
Call me for an interview and be like, "Yo, I get it though. When I was 9."
That's it. You can't be stepping on our turf.
I know about the pizza wars where this dude left like this Brooklyn pizzeria and went to Staten Island to start up his own, and there was like beef.
Did they blow up the pizza place?
They were driving over like across the bridge, like fucking with each other and stuff.
Oh, really? It gets serious.
That's just good old city fun right there.
It gets serious. It gets serious. Speaking of serious, this has got a little serious. Wannabe TikTok influencer sold Ozempic tainted weight loss drugs that left at least one dieter covered in gross lesions. Okay, so there was this TikToker who was getting Ozempic from, I believe, Mexico and a bunch of other like drugs like that. You know, Ozempic is the big weight loss drug that people are using, and it has a bunch of side effects. So this chick was selling it on TikTok, like doing a little infomercial. She thought she was Billy Mays, selling Ozempic.
I thought Ozempic was originally for people with diabetes.
It is, but they're using it to lose weight.
It's not for weight loss.
So but you use it for that. You use it for that.
Okay. So Ozempic is fascinating because you have the brand name, right? But then you have like the pills that are like within that name, right? So typically when you're talking about Ozempic, there actually is a particular like medicine that people are using.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Right? That's for like diabetics.
Yes,
they're using side effects that causes weight loss, but that's not what it's for, bro. Like,
right. Well, I mean, at this point, this take is so late because people have been using this for like 2 years already. Like people are abusing Ozempic to lose weight. There's many celebrities that people are speculating are on Ozempic. That's old news already. That part of it. Yes, we already know that it is used for people with diabetes. No, this is just about this chick who is, I love how they put wannabe influencer, just totally discredit her down. Just beating her down from
discredit
there.
Her. Stupid bitch. That's basically what they're going to say.
Stupid bitch. No, really, though, really, who's the stupid one, if you want to be real? So this chick is getting Ozempic. I mean, she is stupid for selling it broad out there on TikTok. You shouldn't have been doing that. That's dumb. Yeah. You should have been doing it covertly, get your name out there, get some friends. Oh, I got that. I got that. Oh, you need that. Oh, I got you, girl. But don't be going on TikTok and doing it. But who's even stupider, and now I'm going to hear it, you're victim blaming. Why you're victim blaming is the dumbass that went on this woman's TikTok and bought it.
Now you know you're retarded.
Why would you do that? You don't have an Ozempic prescription because you don't got diabetes. You know you're doing it so you can get that tummy down. We already know what you're doing. And now you're gonna complain because you bought TikTok Ozempic and you got lesions. That's what you get.
Now you know you're retarded.
You shouldn't have been doing it. So what is even? I think what's the point of this? You're a dumbass. You have no case.
It was illegal for you to even buy it from her, and it was illegal for her to sell it to you. Both of you are wrong.
I think the headline of the end of the headline should have said, "And what did you expect?" You expected to take drugs off of TikTok and for nothing. Like, yo, bro, it is so bad on TikTok. They are peddling so many herbal supplements, many drugs, and the way they're doing it, like
even flashlights.
If you're an idiot, bro, you're buying into this because people will be like, yo, man, I shouldn't have took this herbal supplement because if I would have knew how good it would have worked, I would have never even took it. It's crazy. My dick is mad hard right now. Like, yo, my teeth are mad.
You see those?
My teeth are mad.
Wow.
It's always like, yo, my dick is hard, or my teeth are perfect now, or like, yo, this totally flushed my kidney. My doctor said I have the kidney of a 13-year-old boy. Like, it's just perfect right now. Like, and it's just like, who's buying this? And now I figured out who. People like this.
Listen, my favorite parts are like the TikTokers when it's like a comedian and they're like starting a joke and they're like, yeah, and then I realized I can use rocket money. I'm like,
oh yeah, well that's a whole nother genre. Is people?
But it's just the point of the advertisements and how they just make it seem. They just get in these regular people. They make regular sounding TikTok videos, and the next thing you know, they switch into some other thing. And now you see a logo pop, a little advertisement. Come, click here, buy it.
This chick, let me tell you what should happen. This is what I would do. First of all, the chick's selling the big O. You're going down. You're going to the big house. I think she's getting I think she's facing like 26 years or something like that.
Of course, they're gonna knock down to like maybe 6 to 10.
She might do. I say about 8. Maybe. Let me see.
Maybe 6 to 8 if it's her first offense.
I'll go 10 with some community service and some fines.
Because they caught her selling other drugs too. She sold drugs to an undercover cop. I forgot about that. She sold drugs to an undercover cop already, and I think that's how they got her the first time.
Oh, you a dummy.
Now, speaking of dummies, the woman that's in question here, the one that with the gross lesion, she dosed herself 28 times. So it's like, you know, you're really wilding out here. You're really getting crazy.
So she didn't even take it right.
I mean, no, I think she just took it as many times as she could. You know, she took it as many times as she could. So yeah, the undercover agent, they sold it to her. I'm trying to see how many years she's facing right now. She's facing 25 years. I'm going to say she's going to do about 8. I think 8 is appropriate for your first time doing this.
I could see 8.
Now, she needs to go down for about 8, right? But the woman that bought that, you're done. You get nothing. I mean, people.
You got lesions.
Yeah, that's it. You already got you got
That's
lesions.
your life lesson.
People have been buying melanotan on TikTok, which is a drug that tans you from the inside. So you take the drug. Yes,
this sounds like it's
called the Barbie drug. So I've been up on that one for a while now. I don't think I brought it to the show.
Mo faces. It says it all,
bro. You take the pill, right? You take the melanotan, and you getting tan like from the inside. It'll tan you.
You're fucking your lungs and shit are getting tan.
Oh yeah, I mean it totally messes you up.
Do you understand how crazy this is to a black man? All my life, my melanin has been hated for so long, and now people are like, "Let me pop a pill."
Well, they're not trying to look. Well, they're not trying to look black. They're trying to look orange. They're not trying to look black.
They want
the pill is a melanin pill.
Yeah, but they turn orange though. They don't turn black. To be fair.
Oh my!
Because they look tan. It tans you. Like it'll tan your skin from the inside. Like you just start turning tan. I mean, people like abuse the shit out of it. So this is like the first time I've heard of drugs being sold on TikTok was that melanotan. And it was pretty prevalent, and now we got the big O. Now, apparently, the other thing, if you got some fertility issues, apparently people taking the big O, they're popping out babies. They're like, oh, I didn't expect that. Like people people are getting a little fertile off that O.
They're getting fertile off the O?
That's right.
That's crazy.
I think I might have to hit somebody with that O.
But I wonder if the O babies look crazy. Like if they got like the Zika head or something like that.
The Zika head.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, what do the O babies look like? Do they have any special qualities?
Oh, my God.
Do they come out looking
hyperactive?
Do they come out looking crazy? Maybe they just can't gain weight.
O babies get autistic?
Maybe they have like the... You said autistic? That's not right. You can't say that. That's not appropriate. That is not appropriate.
That was bad. I'm so apologizing right now.
Not appropriate.
I'm so sorry. That was not a good joke.
So, listen, there has been a lot of talk about forever chemicals. Forever chemicals are in your water. Dead ass.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my favorite.
Forever chemicals are in your food because of the plastics. Forever chemicals are in the air, bitch. You think you're escaping forever chemicals? You're not. Prime drinks. Logan Paul and KSI's Prime is under fire again because they apparently have forever chems in their drink, right? So I read that and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. That's out of control. So Logan Paul came back with a response about this.
To the lawyer.
Yeah, to the lawyer about the forever chemicals. And I'm not going to even say it because there was so many numbers and so many like little intricate details. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Logan Paul's response and we're going to critique it after that. We're going to react to it.
Not only is there a lawsuit against Logan Paul's company Prime for there being PFOs, which are forever chemicals, in the Prime hydration drink.
All right, let's talk about this. First off, anyone can sue anyone at any time. That does not make the lawsuit true, and in this case, it is not. There's claims that PFOS or forever chemicals come from plastic. So in this case, they're not talking about the actual drink, the liquid Prime. They're talking about the bottle that Prime is manufactured in. This ain't a rinky-dink operation. We use the top bottle manufacturers in the United States. All of your favorite beverage brands, Coke, Pepsi, Tropicana, Dr. Pepper, they use these companies. If the product is served in plastic, they make a bottle for them. Accordingly, we follow Title 21 for the Code of Regulations for PET and all other types of bottles. The products are manufactured by our company in a manner compliant with all pertinent and current good manufacturing practices by the United States Food and Drug Administration. All of our suppliers use GMP facilities. But let's say they're talking about the drink itself. Here's where their argument really falls apart. Pay attention.
But according to the testing done by one of the lawyers for the plaintiff...
Whoa! Hold it! You saw Goodman or Walter White, brother, because this little study that was conducted by a lawyer is absolute bullshit. They're claiming that Prime has 0.06 ppt, parts per trillion. But that's interesting because the EPA says that anything under 1.1 ppt cannot be deemed as reasonably accurate, meaning they don't have the right tools or resources to even prove what they're claiming. Are you following this? It means the detection limit is 66 times more than what they're claiming we have in our drink. And that's just the detection limit. Your own state will not even take action unless it's over 40 parts per trillion. So we don't even think this information is factual, but for the sake of this conversation, let's continue.
In one Prime hydration drink, they found 3 times the amount of PFOs that you should consume in drinking water in your life.
We have a very big multi-million-dollar filter that filters the water from the state. Water you drink at home, water provided by the state before we make it into Prime. If this claim about PFOs and PFAs is true, what is that saying about your state water? Then, according to their website, the Environmental Protection Agency's recommendation is using one of 3 tactics to remove as many PFOS and PFAS as possible. Activated carbon, ion exchange treatment, and reverse osmosis. Well, we do 2 out of the 3 of those to clean the state's water before it even becomes Prime. We don't think these numbers are factual, and we're not the only one who caught this.
The level that was reportedly found was below the limit of detection, and if that even was the level, it is still 66 times lower than the recently established federal maximum contaminant level of 4 parts per trillion for PFOS.
For customer safety, we retain samples of every single batch of Prime that has ever come off the production line. So if/when this plaintiff wants to come forward with a production number, we will retain samples from that batch and conduct our own independent study. We're putting out better for you products. Meanwhile, our competitors are on the cusp of getting banned in the United States. The #1 sports drink in the world just had SKUs banned in California for using dyes linked to cancer. That is a fact. It already happened. The difference with us is one person conducted a random study and has provided 0 evidence to substantiate any of their claims. Do y'all remember a while back when they said that the FDA was investigating Prime? It never happened. They never called us because we follow every single guideline and regulation. So Tommy, the TikTok lawyer, 4 videos in, man, farm those views, get those likes, and get a haircut while you're at it. We'll accept an apology within the next 48 hours. Otherwise, you're going to be representing yourself in a miserable courtroom for lying about our brand.
I am not one to believe Logan Paul. Even if that man walked up to me and said, yo, the sky is blue today, I'd be like, nah, I got to check that shit out. Like, you bugging, right? But in this case, I'm inclined to believe him 100%. That looked, I mean, it doesn't look like you can get any more in-depth of an analysis and an answer than that. You know, my man's talking about the drinking water, which that has been shown to have forever chemicals in it. The bottles have forever chemicals in it. So the actual drink, whatever they're doing, is not whatever their formula is not the thing bringing the forever chemicals in. And I believe them. And they're saying that if there are forever chemicals in it, it's not even that much. You know, it's saying below the limit of detection. If I'm
and you know, could we also point out that our country really struggles with, like, remember, every other country in the world doesn't use the same strategy with dealing with foods and stuff like that, because they prefer, like, there's dyes and stuff like that in America no other country will ever allow, right?
Yeah, that's what he that's what he said in his response. Which I like.
So it's like when he pointed out all these brands that, like, Pepsi, Coke, all of them using these companies, I'm like, yeah. And if we found the same type of levels in those countries, what this lawyer needed to attack was the systematic thing. It's a systematic situation. Logan is just following the laws that the country established.
Every other drink has forever chemicals in it. Everything. The packaging. We've been ingesting forever chemicals with microplastics before we could even knew about it already.
Yes.
Like, so this is I think this was definitely like some kind of witch hunt, you know. I'm not a fan of Logan Paul, of Prime, or anything like that, but I'll be the first one to say that this was complete bullshit.
Has anybody here had Prime before?
No. Never had Prime. Never had the urge. Never had the urge to have Prime. You got to talk to Dre. He's a big, like, KSI guy. I think he'd be sipping on Prime over there. We got to talk. We got to talk to Dre about that. We got to talk to Dre. But it's actually very scary how the forever chemical things is going. I mean, we talked about it on the show before, but it's truly alarming, to be honest. Like, what do we do? I don't think there's any going back from this.
There's nothing. I mean, they just a few months ago they were talking about the numbers that they're seeing in plastic bottles and how they're trying to figure out everything else like that. It's just, what are we gonna do with any of this?
It's nothing,
because it just comes down to our politician and our government. And, like, if they allow it, then it's nothing we can do.
We're fucked.
We're already made out of plastic, man. It's too late.
I was about to say, I think I said it on, like, I don't know, 5 shows ago. The kids are going to start coming out looking like Barbie and Ken. It's just going to be plastic skin, plastic organs.
Kids
we're just going to be plastic at this point. It's going to be Ozempic babies made of plastic. It's going to be a wild time to be alive, baby.
The Barbie generation.
It's going to be, the Barbie Gen Barbie.
The Gen Barbie.
Oh, no.
It's going to be sick. It's going to be sick. Speaking of generation, let's talk about something from our generation, okay? Dan Schneider.
Oh, God.
We have not
what
talked
did he do
about.
Now?
Well, I'll tell you what he did now. We have not talked about. We have not talked about the documentary "Quiet on the Set" on the show. We were meant to talk about it. It kind of just flew by. We haven't talked about it. Mo, did you watch "Quiet on the Set" yet?
No, I was. You know what I was doing all weekend.
Right. Which is surprising to me because I know you were very excited to watch that, so I'm a little surprised you didn't watch it. EJ, did you watch it?
I have not watched it yet, and I asked you literally before, like a couple hours.
Well, you're not going to watch 8 hours of a show or 4 hours of a show.
An episode.
Well,
yeah.
It's not enough. First of all,
like him, I at least went up, did some clips, watched some stuff, joined the conversation, so I understand the gist of everything else like that.
You've never seen Quiet on the Set.
I understand he's a footman.
If you've never heard of Quiet on the Set, it's an expose about what was going on behind the scenes of Nickelodeon, and it was a truly disgusting documentary. It was horrendous. It was just hard to watch, the stuff that they revealed, and the sad part is that that's just Nickelodeon. That is not every other aspect of entertainment, stretching back before when Hollywood, the inception of Hollywood. Pastor and I were just watching a video about, like, all the crazy stuff that happened during the Wizard of Oz, filming, and how they were drugging up the girl who played Dorothy, and all this other crazy stuff was happening. Yeah,
bro.
The girl who played Dorothy. The girl who played Dorothy. They would. I don't know if this was exactly during Wizard of Oz, but I know that when she was making movies, they would give her drugs to go to sleep. They'd let her sleep for 4 hours, and then they'd give her drugs to wake back up and make her work for 72 hours. And definitely during the filming of Wizard of Oz, they said you're not going to eat solid food. You're going to eat chicken soup which is basically probably just chicken broth. You're going to smoke cigarettes and drink black coffee so you could keep the weight off because they call it
Smoke
fat.
cigarettes.
Smoke cigarettes.
That's right. To keep that, you got to curb that appetite. You got to curb that appetite. So since the inception of Hollywood, there have been just so many horrible things going on, and this documentary was just a slice of it, okay? I was just shocked at the stuff I was watching on this documentary. And honestly, the documentary fucked my whole night up. It made me like unbelievably sad. Like thinking about that documentary, bro, like it was horrible. Like I have not seen a documentary like that in a long time.
I don't know about you, bro, but Drake and Josh is probably one of my favorite shows. Like
of course, I was just about to say something about Drake Bell.
It's so funny.
It's one of the greatest shows on Nickelodeon.
That's rough, dude.
It was
to hear what happened to Drake Bell's whole story, and I saw the breakdown. I watched the TikTok of him talking about his experience. Just to see the kid that like growing up, you're like, that kid is cool, right? That kid is cool. Like wow, I would love to go through what he went through. It just adds another layer, you know. Doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, it can happen to you.
The only word I could really think to sum up the documentary is evil. Evil. That's it. Like it was wicked stuff, right? So anyway, we're not gonna really dive into what was said in the documentary, but you can imagine the worst of it, right? Anything besides murder, and that's it. So basically, Dan Schneider, who was the big shot producer during this time, and who there's been a lot of allegations about Dan Schneider. I remember when this stuff popped off about, I don't know, I forgot, they gave a date in the documentary of when these clips of Dan Schneider and when these rumors about Dan Schneider started to come to surface online. And I was pretty early on to that movement of seeing these videos of what was going on. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. Like, I've never seen this before. And a lot of these things were from Dan Schneider's own video library, videos that were posted from Dan Schneider and his crew doing behind-the-scenes stuff on the show, which was interesting. It wasn't like, you know, footage that was secretly filmed,
leaked or anything,
leaked audio, right? So all kind of allegations about creepy things he did, and people were showing all the creepy things that were shown on TV. The scenes that Dan Schneider would put children in that were of like a kind of a sexual nature that would appear sexual. And people were saying like, you know, who is this for? What audience is this for? Because really, I can't think of any of those jokes that stood out to me as a child that I was like, yeah, I remember that joke, that I thought that was funny at the time. Nobody really remembers that shit. So you're really thinking... You're really left thinking when you watch this as an adult, who was that content for? Who was that joke for? Because not a child wouldn't understand that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember seeing like in iCarly a lot of feet thing, because he was big on feet, like making the actors do a lot of feet stuff.
And feet was never. I mean, was feet funny to you guys at all?
No, that's what I was about to say. It was just weird. It was really weird and creepy. You know, like why is, you know, Miranda Cosgrove showing us her feet as a gag and funny and putting her feet in mashed
Ariana
potatoes.
Grande video. Did you guys see that one?
Yes.
She was like
pouring the whole liquid on her body.
On the bed. I mean, so he had come out with a response. I don't know if you guys saw. It looked like he basically interviewed himself because it was kind of like a softball interview. It looked like he kind of made that interview happen. He basically like, you know, made that interview happen for himself. I think he posted it on his own channel. So he came out with an interview and he was basically defending himself, saying that the jokes, he didn't know that the jokes were that way at the time, and he'll gladly take them out now. And he's sorry for he's sorry for the stuff that he did, because he was accused of having some of his employees giving him massages, of age employees giving him massages, him screaming at children, screaming at people, just being a total bully on set, right? So he spoke out about these allegations, but there was like more sinister allegations on him on the YouTube space, but they couldn't say any of that in the documentary because there's no evidence that he's a pedophile as of right now. There's evidence that he said creepy things, he was in creepy situations, and created creepy situations on film for people to view, right? That's undeniable. And it's almost undeniable that he was a bully on set, because so many people have come out and said, and I thought it was interesting that they didn't get even. There was things that they could have mentioned in Quiet on the Set that I've heard from Jeanette McCurney's book that weren't said about him giving him alcohol and rubbing on this chick's leg. I mean, she was 18, but still, she's not old enough to be drinking, and you shouldn't be rubbing on that girl's leg. Like, come on, bro. You're like literally like her father's age. And
you're really like her boss, like,
and you're her boss.
Just like not good work.
This is her boss.
That's her boss, exactly.
Yeah,
so
like, this is not good workplace.
I've never been in a job where my boss came and gave me a massage.
Yeah,
or asked
very
me.
strange.
Never. So
Never.
He comes out now, a couple months after the documentary, and he's suing the Quiet on the Set team for for insinuating that he was a pedophile. Right. So here's my take on. I'll let you guys say what you got to say. Yeah. I think if you watch the trailer, you're going to assume what you assume because they're talking about how pedophiles were on the set and they're showing Dan Schneider. So yeah, you're gonna assume this dude's a pedophile, right? But if you watch the documentary, they never say that he was a pedophile. They never say that he was ever caught in a sexual situation with a minor, right? They mention everything else that is undeniable. Him
has inappropriate behavior.
They don't even use like the allegedly.
No, they never. And there's rumors there's rumors that they could have said on that documentary that they didn't because I believe they're still rumors. So they stuck to basically the facts of what people were saying and what was on film, which that's good, right? But they never said. And if anything, when they talked about Drake's experience, they said that Dan Schneider was one of the first people to call Drake and basically say he's sorry for what happened to him, right? And Dan Schneider's name was never listed because this was the bombshell to me. One of the biggest bombshells was all of the celebrities that wrote letters to basically in favor of the pedophile that was assaulting Drake, right? So all these celebrities wrote these letters to the judge saying how much of a good guy he was. Dan Schneider's name wasn't even involved in that, right? So in my mind, bro, you came out of this not the best, but you did not come out of this the worst, right? Like the documentary as of right now proved that there was no pedophilia going on with you, right? So why don't you just take that as a W and move on? Now you're going to go into a court case. You're going to go into this litigation. People are going to dig into you further. At this point, bro, everybody's talking about Diddy. Everybody's talking about Diddy. The cloud is pretty much.
Do you want to be the one that people are talking about right now?
The cloud has passed, bro. Like, I understand that the trailer could insinuate certain things. You just gotta take it for what it is, bro. You were doing creepy shit. You created creepy content. You just gotta let this shit go. There was nothing. This documentary is not sending you to prison. You gotta. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
There's no reason to sue.
None at all. You know what I'm saying? And he literally. I mean, hey. It looks suspicious, like you got something to hide.
It makes it look worse that he's suing. It makes it look suspicious now.
It really does.
If you just let it go, like you're like, all right, like now he's like, nah.
And I guarantee you, he'll say that, oh well, this is messing up my career and everything.
Bro, the career's over. Career's been over.
It's been over. It's over, bro. You have enough money. Chill the hell out.
That guy got more money than everybody in that documentary combined, probably with their ancestors, and. Like, I don't really get what this is going to prove because, again, the documentary didn't say you're a pedophile, right? So you're not going to clear your name in that regard. You have more money than all these people combined. What is an extra chunk of change going to prove? This is, I don't know what kind of ego trip this dude is on, but you're bugging, my man. You're bugging.
Yeah, you need to sit down. And if you have anything to hide, you might as well take this time to go delete it now.
So he's suing everybody involved, like even Drake?
I don't think he's suing Drake because Drake never said anything about it. He's suing the producers and
whoever created the thing. Which he has to prove to that, which, like you just watched, and the court can watch, jury can watch, he was never mentioned.
But that'd be so crazy, like in the court, there's just a quiet on set, like watch party. just to see.
Dude, I mean, he looked bad in the documentary, but I mean, that's what you were doing, dude. And you didn't deny those allegations either. You said that you were doing all kind of crazy stuff. You engaged in misconduct. You shouldn't have done this. You should have done that. So you're admitting that what they said in the documentary was true. You didn't really say, unless somebody could prove me wrong, I don't remember. I don't think he said anything in that documentary was a lie. So what exactly are you suing for? There's no defamation case in my mind.
That's what he's probably going to go for, defamation. Yeah. He's probably going to go for defamation, bro.
Then you got to sue.
They're insinuating this.
Then my man, he got to sue every YouTube documentary that came out about him because they make him look way worse.
That's true.
They make you look worse.
I was just thinking about that too.
Yeah, I would start going for their lawsuits. I start getting some chains for the YouTubers if you really feel that way, bro.
My man looked like he was on that though. He looked like he was on the Ozempic because in that interview, my man was looking skinny because my man was huge, bro.
Oh, he was a big boy back in the day.
Huge. And now that dude's on that now. He got enough money for that.
You know who I really loved back in the day? Jerry Trainer, who played Spencer in iCarly. He was the crazy guy in the movie theater. He was, people talk about how he was very overprotective brother. He would protect them. He actually didn't really like to see them around Schneider. He was protective against them. He was, you know what I'm saying? So he was one of those people, and he unsubscribed to like Nickelodeon and but he was always one of my favorite people, right? He's a great guy from all the work I've seen him do, and he's well known to being that big brother protecting them. But even the way he moved when I was watching him, I was like, okay, he definitely knows a lot of stuff. He sees it, he knows it, he makes nudges and jokes at Schneider, he understands the inappropriateness of it, but this just goes to show you that, like you said, is like, bro, you're just going to make people have to come out and say something.
You're going to make them dig harder on you.
Really are.
They already did a bombshell documentary. Like, a lot of people probably didn't know this because they weren't on YouTube. They're not like, they're probably probably the generation before us maybe wasn't really looking at these YouTube documentaries. So this was like a big thing because I really didn't learn much from this documentary in terms of Dan. I learned a lot about the other stuff. So, a lot of stuff was already out there. It wasn't that crazy. It's just, you're bugging, bro. You're bugging.
It goes to show you how much, we did growing up, remember where Google, don't look at Google. Don't trust Google. Remember how that was a big thing growing up? And then same thing with YouTube. Why are y'all always listening to YouTubers? That's not educational. That's not blah, 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 right?
They had videos of this man.
And now we're at this point in a generation where even people like YouTubers, if they do the job right, if they get their information correctly, your information may be taken out of for a documentary and stuff like that when somebody goes and, well, let me actually investigate that. And that's what happened. A bunch of YouTubers and other people on social media came together, had all this information, and inspired somebody with the ability to make this documentary, get it out there, and now the conversation has happened. It was a good thing that it happened because at least got justice for people.
Justice, I don't know, because the sad thing about that documentary was that there's really no justice. Everybody that did something egregious, they're out and about. Which was, to me, the documentary was really sad because it was sad in different layers, different aspects. It was the fact that this is happening in general, and then the fact that all these celebrities came out and petitioned for this pedophile to get a light sentence. And some of the names were jaw dropping because we grew up watching some of these people. Yeah. And it's just like all these people are saying that this guy is a good man when he's raping Drake.
I think it's kind of like the Epstein Island list. You know what I mean? Like
that was wild.
All the people that sent in those letters, like, nah, his character's good. Like, we gotta investigate you.
We have to investigate you, and justice is not immediate.
Vouching for him, I don't trust you anymore.
And some of those people came out and they said we didn't know what we were doing. Blah blah blah. I don't know. Who knows?
They claim they didn't know the context.
Who knows what was going on with those people writing letters? But like 50 people or more wrote letters, and they said that his side of the courtroom, the offender's side of the courtroom was packed, and Drake's had nobody's in it. So that was another layer of the documentary, was how justice was really not served that well. I mean, these guys, the two offenders, or even three, I forgot what happened to the third guy that they didn't mention that much. They're out and about.
It goes to show, as long as you know people,
It's sad, bro. It's sad.
I really do believe that justice will be, because justice is not immediate. It takes time.
We hope that the justice is really served in the afterlife.
Maybe karma. Maybe karma.
No. Justice is not immediate. Believe it or not, it's not immediate. It doesn't mean even if you still have to go through it. Yes, one person got attacked, but this is now opening up the eyes, and we see that. Everybody's eyes is open. Everybody's now looking for that. And now that people like who've made those movements and made those decisions in life, they are now looked at through a microscope, right? And somebody will slip up because people always slip up. And people will be caught little by little, but it will be done and it will begin. And people are investigating, and there are people out there that's like, look, we're going to catch them all. And they will be catched.
Like Pokemon, bitch.
Yeah, like that priest.
They'll put you in the we'll put you in the they're gonna send him out playing Pokemon Go on them. You're gonna wrap him up.
Go Charizard.
Yeah.
And I think what's really sad though is you don't even understand. Eventually, bro, like years from now, everybody's gonna realize that pretty much anything you love to watch that's made from this machine, be it music, be it movies, be it shows, it's all got a darkness, yo. It's sad to say, but all this stuff is made by these people. Like some of your favorite albums, bro, some of your favorite shows, some of your favorite movies are all made by these people, and the stuff that is going on behind the scenes while this stuff is being made. I mean, who knows about the future, right? But I mean, you're going back from the early 2000s to the inception of Hollywood. It's grim. So it's like, where do you it's sad because you're going to go, well, I'm not going to watch those old Nickelodeon shows anymore because that was going on. I don't want to support that. And then a year from now, you're going to be like, oh, well, that was going on while they were making this. Well, I'm not going to watch that. And then you're going to go, oh, well,
next thing you know, you have nothing to watch.
Yeah, then you go, okay, now my favorite artist, they just found him with a bunch of kids in cages and shit. Like, okay, so now I'm not gonna listen to that. And it's like, what are you gonna listen? You're gonna start listening to gospel, and then I'm like, well, did you hear what this guy was doing actually 2 years ago?
Pastor so and so.
Did you hear about the pastor?
Pastor Brown was over there doing some crazy stuff.
What we gotta do? We gotta look, go find some indigenous groups and just be like, hey, could y'all just play some music for us?
Nah, bro, they got people chained up somewhere. Like That's the reality of it, man. And that's honestly the sad reality. I don't want to get too crazy, but the sad reality of pretty much everything in society is built on exploitation. Okay, if you look at chocolate, I'm about to it's sad. But if you look at chocolate, if you look at clothes, if you look at entertainment, it's all built upon exploitation.
Cell phones.
Everything. Diamond mining. Everything. So what I like about what's going on in today's age, I feel like there's a lot of companies coming out that are like, startup companies and independent companies, be it musically, be it, with food, be it with technology. There's a lot of smaller companies coming out that you can probably trust. But just in general, man, everything is built on some kind of darkness and some kind of exploitation. It's sad to say, and I never wanted to say. So, Grady,
let me ask you this. How do you feel about Starbucks fall?
What happened to them again? Because they fell a few times.
I'll be right back.
So currently the CEO, he just released the last quarterly numbers for their business, right? The company, right? But what he did was he actually didn't tell everybody when it dropped that their numbers was low. So he actually waited a few weeks to let them know, and then he went on the news and said, "Hey, look, we had a drop. We're not making the same numbers overseas as well as in the States. We're struggling, right?" Which a lot of people were like, "Wait, why didn't you tell us this stuff when it first happened? The quarterly numbers came out." Obviously as a CEO, he didn't want all of you running away and dropping the stocks in value, you know what I'm saying, and pulling out. So he waited to see if he could fix it. But it's just so interesting for the, for example, something like Starbucks that was held at such a high regard, especially right here in the States, is struggling, with its customer base, with its employee base. his foreign numbers and how they, people are complaining about how they do business overseas. So I was wondering, did you check out any of that? And
I've heard
how do
of
you
it.
feel? Because you love Starbucks.
I read an article. I didn't read the article. I looked at the headline that the former CEO, Howard Schultz, said Starbucks needs to get back to coffee. Okay, now I'm going to recommend a book that I thought was fantastic when I read it. It's a book called Onward. It was written by Howard Schultz. Okay, this is the guy that bought Starbucks, the rights to Starbucks, when it was just like one coffee shop, and he turned it into this chain, right? So the book follows what happened when he had to come back because Starbucks was on the decline back in the day. He noticed all these things happening. They were losing a bunch of money. Whatever metric there is that Starbucks was on the decline, it was happening. So the whole book is about him realizing this, coming back, and everything he had to implement to get it back together. He had to shut down stores to do retraining. He had to acquire new technology to bring in the stores. They had to go into the minute details of how they were cooking the food because there were smells coming out and people unpleasant smell. I mean, they got this dude really turned Starbucks around at a certain point and brought it back to the juggernaut that it was. And I really like that book. It's a really fun listen because it goes into the details of him making new coffee brews and them getting like, okay, we have to create a new trademark coffee for Starbucks. So I think if anybody knows about Starbucks being on the decline and what they have to do to get back, it's Howard Schultz. I don't think he's going to do it again. What I think happens is these companies get dumb. You don't have people in these positions that are passionate about it. And they just go, let's do this, let's do that. And that's what he said in that Onward book. He noticed all these different things that they were doing that didn't really serve the company. They were just going out there and doing things and selling things. And he was like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? So I don't really have a take on what's going on with Starbucks because I don't know necessarily. All I can do is say that, I'm sure it is on the decline because this dude is not running it, and they probably got some guy running who doesn't even know what's going on. I mean, it's evident with every company, many huge companies right now with Disney. I mean, it happened before with Disney when not Bob Iger, when what's this dude's name? Holy shit! This is another great book. This is another.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
This is another great book that I want to recommend you guys. It's called Disney Wars. Okay. This book was one of my favorite books coming up, and I read it around the same time as Onward. I'm trying to see who it was because hold on. Disney Wars was about, I'm trying to see this dude's Michael Eisner. That's the guy, right?
There we go.
So Disney was on a decline back in I can't remember. This was before they started selling Disney DVDs at this point and started selling DVDs or Disney videotapes, right? So Disney was on a sharp decline, and they get this young guy, Michael Eisner, who's a legend now. Like, a lot of people know who he is in business, right? He was working for Paramount. So they bring him in, they bring in fresh blood, and my man turns Disney around. He comes in, and he realizes that it's a bunch of old dudes sitting around playing cards in Disney. And he goes, you motherfuckers are fired. Fired mad people, right? This guy walks in to the Disney vault, right? And realizes there's all these, he's sitting on Snow White. They're sitting on Dumbo. They're sitting on Cinderella. And he's like, why are we not selling this? Like, we have a gold mine in front of us. So that's where the Disney vault came from, was from Michael Eisner. He created...
Brilliant idea.
The dude turned so many aspects of Disney around for years and years and years. But the great part about this book is it talks about how they eventually ousted him from the company. They eventually kicked him out of the company. Walt Disney's brother started a campaign to get Michael Eisner out. Because another thing Michael Eisner did was he started focusing on live action movies for low budget. He was like, listen, we're going to stop all this bullshit we're doing. We're going to get really good scripts, really good actors. We're going to spend a little bit of money, and we're going to create great movies again. So this dude really revolutionized a lot of things and innovated a lot of things going on with Disney that...
So this is... Is this the same guy that we got a lot of those Disney original channels?
This is the dude that hired another dude that started Pixar, and that's where Lion King came from, Aladdin came from. All this stuff came from Michael Eisner's tenure, and I can't remember the dude's name that he hired. But the two great aspects of this book were they have emails and letters of Michael Eisner fucking people over. Like basically hiring people and being like, yo, this dude would literally hire somebody. Like this is in the book. This is an amazing book. If you're into business and you're into stuff like this, like I got to read this shit again tonight because he would hire people.
I'm going to find an audio book on YouTube or something.
That's why I read an audiobook. So Michael Eisner would say, he would poach a guy, right? He was like, okay, this guy works for ESPN. We love this guy. Let's get him in, right? He would give him a bonus, a signing bonus. In the book, they would show how he would write an email like the next day to somebody and be like, we got to get this guy out of here. He fucking sucks. He's the worst. And he would just get guys fired. He would like oust guys out of the company. And eventually the dude went from being like the saving grace of Disney to being Disney's biggest detriment. Eventually he stopped doing all this cost cutting activities. And he was the guy that did Disney. I think it was Disney Paris. And he just blew money. He was putting jewels on the castle, making it out of this expensive stone, and it became one of Disney's biggest blunders. It was Euro Disney, that's what it was. Disney was one of Disney's biggest blunders at the time because of Michael Eisner. So if you guys really are into this shit and into the details, bro, you need to read Onward, but you gotta read Disney Wars. It is a masterpiece of a book, in my opinion. I mean, it's hours and hours of Michael Eisner tearing shit up all over Disney, fucking people over, making money, blowing money, and eventually getting kicked out of the company. It is a fantastic book, all right? So, I mean, this is just the name of the game. All these companies have their head up their ass, and that is evident with the new Mufasa trailer. Did you guys see that?
I did.
No, I did not see that.
But I have, when you're done, I have a story that proves this too.
All right, we'll get to that after we talk about Mufasa. Remind me, right? So I talked about this on TikTok. Disney just released a trailer for Mufasa. Why don't you describe it, Eddie?
I didn't see it.
Oh, I thought you said you saw it.
No,
my bad.
I said I have another story.
Oh, I thought you said you saw it when I asked. Okay, so Disney's coming out with a CGI live-action lookalike about Mufasa, who's Simba's father in The Lion King, okay?
Of course.
Now, let me just point out, Simba's father was in the movie for like 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. His only purpose was to, like, make you love him and for him to die. Yes. His purpose was to die. And for Simba to go on for the rest of the hour and become a man and kill his uncle who killed Mufasa. We all know this, right? We all know this. So why are we making a prequel all about Mufasa? Who cares? Mufasa's whole arc is in The Lion King. We don't need to know about how he was raised, about what he was like as a child. Nobody cares about Mufasa.
His lady is his sister. It's not that complicated.
They got some incestual things going on?
I didn't even know that, bro. That's true. That's not good.
Nah, you making shit up now. That's out of control.
You know,
what do you mean? That's literally how lions operate.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, we don't know if that's how Mufasa operates.
Scar's his brother, obviously.
Well, he didn't fuck him.
Lions do fuck other male lions.
Nah, if anything, Scar was.
But they sleep with the pack. Most of the pack is family members, your sister, your cousins.
Simba didn't fuck his sister. Nala was just some chick in the hood.
No, Nala was a part of the pack.
That didn't come out of his father's nuts, though.
Listen.
Or his mother's vagina.
Listen, I'll grant you this. At the least, they're cousins, probably. At the very least.
Damn, Simba, you out here wilding, bro. That's the animal kingdom. What are you gonna do? You can't do nothing about that. That's how they roll.
Anyway, continue.
So basically, Disney had to turn the comments off of the video because everybody's just totally berating them. Everybody's talking about how much they literally do not care about it. And I mean, how many times is Disney gonna have to go through this? They went through this with Peter Pan. They went through this with Snow White. They just cannot leave it alone.
Do you think it looks better or worse than the live action CG regular Lion King movie that they made?
That movie I actually really enjoyed.
Of course,
that was a fun movie.
Well, I'm asking if you saw the trailer, so are the visuals at least up to like quality?
It just doesn't it doesn't need to exist.
No,
the storyline. We don't basically
at least make it look nice, you know.
What Disney fans like ourselves are saying is make new scripts and make new movies.
And
we don't need you to go back to
saying, make it a cartoon. We want to see a cartoon. We don't want to see the CGI lions. Everybody wants a cartoon. I don't know.
They don't want to draw. Animation's expensive, man.
CGI is as expensive, probably even more expensive.
Like they don't have money coming out of their assholes.
They're like Seriously? Disney not printing their own money. I won't be surprised if Disney have their own money printer.
They print their own money.
Mickey money, man.
There's like 3 different locations of where money is printed, and it's right under Florida where Disney is.
So that's Disney's latest blunder is the Mufasa trailer. What were you gonna say, EJ?
I was just gonna talk about how Sony's fucking up.
Well, tell us.
Because there was this game that got released, and I guess it was on Steam, like PC, and it was on PlayStation.
Helldivers, that's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yep. And apparently there was a change where they're like, "Hey, man, you got to make a PSN account now. Like you have to if you want to play this game."
Yes.
And one of the there was a couple issues, right? One of the issues is there's many countries where there is no PSN.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
So all these people that already bought the game in these countries that don't have access to PlayStation, they just wasted their money pretty much. And then the countries that do have it, there are some that you have to like sign in using like scanning your face or like a fingerprint or your ID.
You want my DNA, bitch?
People are like we don't want to do that because you guys get hacked every year. Like they got
Sony does get hacked a lot.
They got hacked last year.
Yeah.
So
every few years they get hacked.
Bro, that game went from like all positive reviews to straight up all negative reviews in like a day. It was crazy. It was madness.
Why did they do the PSN?
I think whatever crack they were smoking at Sony, they were like, we take it all back. We fucked up. We're gonna take it all back.
Why did
they say why they did the PSN move?
No.
To be fair, because I did hear about this, right? Mm-hmm. To be fair, on the Steam thing, right? Like when you buy the game, it did say in the corner, and in the very corner, it's like this will only be available this way for a certain time until you have to
6 months.
Sign up for the PSN thing. So like there was a little warning.
But isn't it a PC game? Why would you have a PSN account?
No, it's a PlayStation Sony game.
Okay.
From their studio, but they also release it for Steam players so that we can have cross-platform.
They released it to Steam, like I guess for promotion and stuff to have people play it. But then they were like, listen, like eventually we're gonna have to switch it over. And they claim it was so they could ban people easier or something like that. It was some bullshit like that.
It was definitely bullshit. You know, they when the game came out with the appeal of it, and it's the appeal that because I want to play this game a lot myself.
I know nothing about it.
It's a fantastic. It really is a fantastic game. Like it's amazing. But the whole thing with that is that it was supposed to be cross-platform. So many other companies do it, but Sony had, they planned and they never announced it to the fan base, right? Like, hey, when they released the game, they said it was cross-platform. That's it. You could play it on Steam. You could do Sony. Don't matter. It's a great game, blah, blah, blah. But what they didn't tell anybody was in 6 months that they were going to, you're going to have to, whatever. You couldn't play it on Steam anymore. And they kind of just let that go on and on until they felt like they made the money. And then when they were ready for the next update, the last update, they were announcing it. And rightfully so, the fan base got together and they said, no, we're not allowing it. And if you do so, we're not we want to refund our money, especially the Steam players. And Sony was smart enough to say, we don't want to do all of that.
And Sony also said, before they backtracked and all this, they were also saying, oh, if we catch people using VPNs, we'll ban them. So what you're telling me is the people that bought your game that got fucked over that still want to play it, you're gonna find them and just ban them to get rid of them.
They're gonna act like Nintendo.
That's correct.
Of course they will. Why not?
Bad, bro.
Of course.
Sure.
Nintendo is well known for doing all of this.
Chill, relax.
Wow.
It's not about Nintendo today, all right? Sony's fucking up.
Listen, next week I'm gonna find something on Nintendo's bullshit. They always doing something.
Leave them alone.
Yeah, they're always suing somebody, putting somebody under the jail.
But I think the craziest part about that is the whole like you got to scan your face or put your government ID in there.
Bro.
And,
Listen,
and they get hacked all the time, bro. So you already know your info's
What's the purpose
now.
of that? What's the purpose? Why can't we just use a password?
The purpose that people are assuming is that like they said they want to ban people, they're gonna like permanently ban you. Like they're gonna know exactly who you are,
so
where
you
you
can't
live,
make another
you're done, and
account.
they cut you off.
Bro, why can't we just buy the game and play the game?
Because it's people want money. That's why.
Well, they would get the money if we just.
It doesn't pay to just print the game out on the disc anymore and just sell discs anymore.
I mean, what else? But they want to do all this extra stuff. Like now, when I was playing my Xbox, now they want you to sign in to your Xbox account no matter what game you play. Like even if you're playing a game that's offline, and it's like, what are we doing?
Hey, Nintendo don't make you do that. I'm just
Good
saying.
for them.
W's for Nintendo.
That pisses me off, dude. Like I'm just trying to play Left 4 Dead. Like I'm trying to play RoboCop, and now I got to sign into my account. Like we never had to do that.
No,
never.
Put it in, play the game, go online.
These kids, these kids put up with these days.
So it just doesn't.
I think
they're
doing a lot of that for a lot to like. Because like Ubisoft, like I remember when I was playing when I wanted to play like Assassin's Creed, and it was like Ubisoft, you have to sign into it. I'm like, why? I got the game, it's making me sign it. 2K, same thing. You got to sign into like.
Bro, 2K is like the worst because first of all, like you can't even play it offline. You need to have Wi-Fi.
You have to.
A lot of games are doing that
like
now.
A campaign mode. You can't even play campaign mode without
a lot
Wi-Fi.
of games are doing that now. It's so dumb.
And I think it's because they want to trying to justify their existence to the major companies by saying, "Oh, we have all these players and all these numbers," so they forcing us in a position to save their asses, and I think that's what it's mainly for.
They can count us like sheep.
I only mainly buy single player games that I can always play without Wi-Fi because I'm not gonna get ripped off.
That's not gonna be for long.
That's very true.
The way things are going.
As long as Nintendo don't play me, it'll be forever.
Well, you better hope.
Unless they go into my account and they're like, we'll just take these games back. You know, we actually don't want to sell these games no more.
Bruh, it's
But yeah, you know what? Sony fucked up. They realized they fucked up, and I guess backtracking's all right.
So I'm assuming for the next Nintendo system, you want them to be able to move your data to the new system, right?
I mean, that'd be nice. I mean, that's what people
but they're not gonna do that for you.
They want, like at least have some, some backwards compatibility.
Nintendo's gonna make you buy all those games all over.
I mean, well, again, if they're most of these games I have are single player games, I wouldn't need to buy them again. I just play them on my Switch instead of the Switch 2. I'll get only the brand new games coming out.
Speaking of games, EJ, we got to talk about this real quick. I probably said this on the show, but I got to remind you and anybody else who cares, which may be like nobody, but we got to talk about this because I saw this come across my feed the other day, and it is about one of my favorite games of all time, Lollipop Chainsaw. Where you play a cheerleader. Well, no, they didn't announce the second one. You play a cheerleader who kills zombies with your boyfriend's decapitated head on your waist. Literally sick. Okay? This is just an article that's basically, it's kind of just like a reminder article that they are making the game, that is because they're remastering the game. They're calling it the Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. So the creator came out and he basically said they will be physical and digital copies of the game. And they will be doing a remastered version, which will include features like a Japanese dub and improved combat and hit detection. No platforms are confirmed yet, but the game will be likely a current gen PlayStation and Xbox consoles. So
that's gonna be lit.
Wow! Let me tell you what, I am absolutely getting crazy.
Are we sure that it's going to be physical? Because I know that a lot of games say it's physical, and then you open it up and it's like a download code.
Nah, he says it's going to be physical player. We're going to get that disc.
You know what I mean?
Nah, this is going to be a good collectibles right now.
I got to get an Xbox S. I told Mo this. I really dropped the ball. One of my friends was going to sell me one, and I was like, I don't need that. Because in my mind, I'm like, listen. Only system I'm getting only time I'm getting this system is when Lollipop Chainsaw comes out, and there's no confirmed date yet. So I'll get it when Lollipop comes out, right? My friend comes along, and she's like, listen, I got the Xbox. You want it? I said, nah, I'm good, right? And then,
I'm good.
And then I go on vacation, and I start playing RoboCop at Clay's house. And I called her. I said, you still got that Xbox for sale? She said, bro, that shit been gone, bro. We sold that to GameStop for $160, dog. I was like, damn, I could have got that for $160, bro. I could have got $100 off.
Bro, you messed up.
You messed up so hard, man.
Now you know you're retarded.
I did. That was absurd. An absurd move.
$160, bro.
I got to pay that $250. Now I got to pay that $260. I got to wait for Christmas. Maybe I get a little deal. I got to wait for Santa to give me a little deal. Yeah, so that was a blunder. Any other news in the gaming world you guys want to talk about?
Hey, really. I know nobody knows this, but this is for the people that knows about Anathema 11, Victory Road. It's a soccer game based on this anime from years ago. Well, it actually started off. It was one of those rare situations where the game inspired the anime, which is cool. Rarely does that happen.
You don't know about that, EJ? You don't know about
but it's a whole soccer game, huh?
You know about the anime, EJ?
You know about Anathema 11?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, well, I love it.
Head up your ass, buddy.
Yeah. Well, it's a soccer game. And right now, I'm very upset because I was one of those people patiently waiting for them to bring out a console game because most of the games was on DC and stuff like that. So I was waiting for it to come to a main PlayStation console game, home console. And they're saying that they're going to be releasing it now but it was a whole annoyance of history where the creator of the platform, he basically just kept nudging us in, and then he started blaming the fans and saying we were at fault for the game's weight and everything else like that, and he just made bad decisions. And fucking on April 1st Fools, he was like, sadly, the game is not coming out, and that was horrible.
He hit you in April Fools.
It was shit like that he was doing. Then publicly announced on Christmas, the game was gonna be delayed.
How you gonna announce that on Christmas, bro? You can't wait for the next day.
Merry
Christmas! Your game ain't coming out, brother. Gotta wait.
It was the wildest thing. I had to double check when that first happened a few years ago. I had to double check to see if Japan still celebrated Christmas because I was like, let me check real quick because I believe Japan knows when Christmas is happening.
Wait, so you guys are getting the game?
We are finally getting the game.
What is this called?
I gotta see if the release date was shown, but finally. They showed us some videos, some gameplay. So anybody that's listening to me, an Anathema 11 fan, I'm sure people in France are because, soccer. So and anime. Check it out.
France big on anime? Do they like anime in France?
Yeah, no, they love it. Everybody else but you love anime.
If we're gonna shout out video games and especially remakes, they're remaking.
This wasn't a remake. This is a new game. Bitch.
Well,
I shout out a remake.
Thomas's.
Yeah, I shout out a remake.
We're gonna shout out remakes. They're remaking Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door is coming out the 23rd of this month, and I've got my pre-order. I'm ready.
There you go. Paper. Is that a big game?
It is, especially considering that this is considered the best one in the series.
Wow,
it's true.
Everybody's been shitting on a lot of the newer ones that have been coming out.
So we will be getting a review of this game. You're saying?
Hell yeah, why not?
Well, you know when you can give us your review of the game on the 6-hour spectacular. How about that? You get like 4 weeks to play it, brother.
Yeah.
Give us the review of that Paper Mario.
I'll talk about Dragon Dogma too.
Who?
Oh, Dragon
Dogma 2.
The hell is that?
It's the game that I was telling about you off air.
Oh, tell us about that game.
RPG.
Tell us about that game.
So Dragon
Is
Dogma 2
that a new game, by the way?
fun...
Before you start, is that a new game or is that an old game?
Yeah, this is a new game. Both
Dragon
new
Dogma
games.
2. Okay.
Yeah. Dragon Dogma 2, for those who are aware, not like Gritty, is a awesome RPG role-playing game where you make your own character. Some of the best character design creation you could ever see in today's marketing. And you are a king without a throne, and you are, the world itself believes somebody else is the Arisen, who is basically the one that's supposed to be sitting on this throne. But somebody else is falsely sitting on your throne, and now you got to go and help your people in the country.
False flagging?
While you build back,
It's false flagging?
False Arisen.
Ooh.
So basically, yeah, like a false dragon slayer. So yeah, You're basically going around the world. The game is fucking hard, and I have it on normal. The game is actually hard. And it's just like exploring the world and doing a bunch of missions for your people. And then the magic system and the fighting system is phenomenal.
How far are you into this game?
Right now, I'm still at the beginning. You know what I've been doing for most of this game?
You're still at the beginning.
Just going around killing shit.
Okay, getting your rank up?
I'm at level 23 right now, probably still in the beginning. I'm not even like halfway.
You're doing this as a strategic move to get your weight up?
Yes. Always do.
I like that.
Always do.
You know who does that? Our buddy
Who?
Keith. Keith does that. He was teaching me how to play a game. He's like, listen, bro, you and Clay, you guys just run into shit. You guys just zoom through the game like animals. You need to do side quests. So you need to start doing side quests. He's like, yo, bro, I play like 15 side quests before I even get into the story. Because then I get guns, I get all these different things that you can only get from the side quest. My weight is up right now, like I'm beefed up, I'm brolic, and now I'm running through half the game because I did all these side quests. And I was like, you know what? This dude is right. So now, the next game I play, well, I don't play a lot of games that require me to do that. A lot of games I play are just like, all right, they're gonna put you on the stage and you gotta just fight and shoot people and beat them up. But I do want to play a game that's like very long in nature, that's very complicated because I want to test myself. So I do want to get a game, and Keith did give me a game like that actually. But
Harry Potter Legacy, the new Harry Potter is a great
Legacy,
game for you.
Yeah, I mean we did start that, but we haven't finished it because I don't have it anymore. So I do want to eventually play a game like that, so I can test myself and get because I don't really play games of that nature. So I do want to try that.
So if you are playing this game and you are watching this on YouTube, drop your PlayStation because I play it on PlayStation 5 right now. So drop your name for me real quick. I'll hit you up real quick.
Drop your name and maybe
because in this game we can create our main pawns, and for me I created my main pawn and I'd be sending her off to with other players and taking other people's players.
You be sending your girl off with other players?
Well, they could, she can give me back items, huh?
Nah, what are they doing with her? What do you mean?
They using her to kill Cyclops, okay?
You better.
They're using her to kill Cyclops.
That's all they doing. You can't be sending your girl out like that, bro.
Listen, she's skilled. I made sure she's skilled.
You cucking it?
My girl, huh?
You're not a cuck in that game, are you?
I mean, everybody's a cuck in this game.
Oh, I ain't playing that game. I ain't even no cuck.
But no, my main pawn, she's an archer, probably one of the best archers. I'm working hard on her. So if you need a good archer on your team. So are your
friends, apparently.
Huh?
So are your friends, apparently. My man said he's sending his girl out.
I got my fingers crossed that you PlayStation people don't get doxxed.
Why? Mo's not going to dox him.
No, not by Mo. Just by the PSN.
Oh,
damn.
People could hack him. People can hack them. Send it to Mo's DMs and don't put it in the comments.
Yeah. Send it to my DM. Send your PlayStation name to my DM, PSN name to my DM.
You'll know he got it.
Let me see what pawns you got, man. I saw some awesome pawns out there. People making Naruto characters, Marvel characters. I saw somebody make a great Sasuke out there.
You like that?
Yeah, nice with it. Yeah, nice with it.
That's your favorite. Sasuke's your favorite.
No, he's not my favorite. That's Eddie's favorite.
EJ's favorite.
Yeah, EJ's favorite.
Every time I go on TikTok and the only thing that does come up on my TikTok of anime is people shitting on your favorite character, Sasuke.
Whack. Nobody likes him. Nobody likes him. It's crazy. It's man disrespect. It's fine.
Getting that disrespect.
Listen, I'm rewatching Naruto right now from the beginning. Still feel like he's a bitch.
Sasuke?
He cooked you though.
Listen, the 6-hour spectacular is coming. You already hear what's gonna happen. We got game reviews. We got a bunch of Mo's gonna be eating the sourest candy in the world. What do you think about that?
Let's go.
You like that?
I think I'm gonna try 2 to 3 of them at the same time, baby.
Whoa! Now it's getting out of hand. Get ready. It's gonna get crazy. You already know that we got the scary.
Things in the back works. You
already know that we got the spooky section from me. We're gonna be talking about ghosts and demonic possessions and people getting thrown around rooms with crosses written on their back and shit like that. It's about to get wild. We got 6 hours of insanity for you.
You can hear about my new ghost that's living with me.
Do you have a new? Is there more on that?
Apparently, to somebody that I just visited recently.
Oh, there's more developing. All right, well, let's not drop it at the because I did say your house was type haunted though.
Somebody else agreed with you apparently. I just rolled my eyes and said nothing to her.
I can't wait to hear about this. That's going to be epic. So there you go.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything you want to say or do before we get out of here?
Like, comment, subscribe.
That's right. Like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to all the U.S. domestic listeners and viewers, and shout out to all the worldwide viewers. We love you all. We thank you all very much. 4 years of Gritty Knows Best is quickly approaching, and we love it.
Maybe we'll get some merch for
maybe we'll start selling the cups. We don't know. You never know. Let us know if you're interested in that. So like, comment, subscribe, do all that bullshit. Peace and love. See you next time.